What's going on, guys? Bringing another Alumni Team video today. As you can see by the title, it is the Portland Winterhawks. And since they're on the West Coast, I think they're just a little south of Seattle. We're going to be subbing out a Western Conference team. Lowest rated team in the Western Conference right now is the LA Kings as well. It makes sense for Portland to be in the Pacific, so it works out perfectly. If you guys don't know, Portland is a WHL team. Probably one of the best franchises in the WHL. I kind of consider them to be like the London Knights of the WHL. As a compliment, that's not supposed to be an insult or anything. So Portland there, you can see pretty much the exact same logo as the Chicago Blackhawks. That's why they're called the Winterhawks. Moda Center there is the arena. Top players, Mark Messier, Mike Vernon, Cam Neely. For this one, I decided to give our team a bit of a boost, bring in some legends to kind of help it out. I think, honestly, without the legends, they'd probably be a bit of a playoff bubble team, maybe not quite, like it would have been close, but with the legends, I feel like we should at least make the playoffs. As you can see there, 87 overall, actually ties us for second highest rate in the Pacific with Calgary and Vancouver. Vegas still has the highest rated team at 88, but honestly, I think this team is good enough, should be able to win the Pacific. And real quick, guys, I want to thank Raycon for sponsoring this video. They actually sent me a pair of their everyday E25 earbuds. Worked out really well, as I've been wanting to try a pair of wireless earbuds, but I thought all the ones on the market were pretty expensive. These ones are actually about half the price, so highly recommend them for that reason alone. Also, I'll just kind of show you guys what's inside. As you open it up there, you have the charging case. They actually last 24 hours with this. I think it's 4 charges, 6 hours each charge. Below that, you actually have different sizes, so they should fit your ears perfectly. And I saw too that Ray J was actually a co-founder, and our favorite NHL 20 announcer, Snoop Dogg, is actually a big fan of these. So I just thought that was a pretty cool similarity. And like I was mentioning before, guys, right here is the charging case. Inside, of course, is the earbuds. Blue light there just means they're charged up. I actually got the classic black, but they come in a variety of different colors. And as you can see, not very big at all. You put them in the ear, very discreet. They don't stick out at all. Also, too, they're really good for noise isolation. They fit snug right in your ear. I'm not sure if you guys have flown before. There's always like a hum on the airplane, and I felt like these helped out a lot with that. And like I mentioned before, guys, the earbuds I have in right now are their latest model, the E25s, with even more bass. And I use these quite a bit when traveling through Europe, so I feel like I can vouch for them and say the sound quality is just as good as other top audio brands. Again, big fan of these. If you guys want to get a pair of your own, there's a link in the description. You'll actually get 15% off using that link. They're already like half the price of other high quality wireless earbuds. With the extra 50% off, I feel like they're definitely worth getting. So hopefully you give these a try. Now, let's get back to the video. And actually, guys, I'll show you what the roster is looking like. As I mentioned before, pretty excited to see how this team will do. As you can see right there, team status is contenders, so it's the second highest behind champion. First line there is just a legend line. We got Ray Ferraro, Mark Messier, and Cam Neely. Messier actually only played like 7 games for Portland. All 7 were playoff games as well, but I still count it, and also gives us a 94 overall player. So hopefully he'll carry the team. Second line there is pretty solid. You got Borkstrand playing with Johansson and Niederreiter. Johansson and Niederreiter actually played together for 2 years in Portland, so I figured it made sense to keep them on the same line. We got Leipzig playing with Glass and Seavor on the third, and then Patan with Dubinsky and Barchi on the fourth. So again, good amount of depth, pretty sick first line, I think. Good all-around forward group. Top 2 lines there getting +1. Defense here. So I've actually got the Jones brothers paired up together. I figured I had to do that. We got Caleb Jones playing with Seth Jones. So I think it makes the defense a bit more balanced. You then have Dumba playing with Cholowski on the second pair, and then Coburn with Yoki Harju on the third. Also this way as well, we go like left all down the left side, righties all down the right side. So we'll see how that works out. If I'm noticing, it's not too good, then maybe I'll mix it up, but I want to try that to start. Goaltending-wise, we got Mike Vernon as our starter. Sort of similar to Messier, he's actually only played like a handful of games for Portland, as he was actually on loan to the Portland Winterhawks to play in the Memorial Cup for them. I think he did that back-to-back years, but never actually played a single regular season game for Portland. But again, we're going to count it as otherwise. Aiden Hill's our starting goaltender, so he's all right, but I think definitely fits better in as the backup role. Also, too, scratched here, I have Marian Hossa. Unfortunately, like EA nuked his rating to a 70 because right now he's just on LTIR, but it sucks. I think next year when his contract's up, he'll probably become an alumni player, which would be awesome, as he'd probably be like high 80, maybe even a low 90 alumni player. Unfortunately, not the case right now. Special teams here as well. I want to show you guys a power play really quick. Looking at the first unit, I think it's very solid. Same with the second, not too bad. Another thing that's actually really nice about this team, penalty kill 1 there, +5. Messier, Dubinsky, Dumba, Jones. So hopefully we have one of the best PKs in the league. Also, too, want to show you guys the AHL team quick. Some of the guys that didn't quite make this roster. So first line there, we got Cody McLeod, Taylor Lear, and Kiefer Bellows. Again, usually try to make like the starting line of the AHL. Guys that didn't make it. Defensively, similar to the PK, we have Spiza and Pouliot both getting +5 there, so should be a pretty sick top pair in the AHL. Spiza is 1 higher than Caleb Jones, but again, I wanted to have the Jones brothers playing together. And then goaltending-wise, Keller here, Cole Keller is the starter. I'm thinking because Poulin there's 70, he'll probably end up starting more games anyways, but I want to make the starting line, like again, Portland Winterhawk Alumni best I could. Overall, like I said, I think this NHL team, we honestly should have a chance to win the Pacific. The Pacific Division is probably the weakest of the four. I'll also show you guys the captaincy here. So even though Messier is the highest rated, he only played 7 games for Portland. Couldn't make him the captain, so I decided to give the C to Neely there. Also, I saw he actually wore number 21 when he played for Portland, so decided to switch that. Then we have Johansson and Jones there wearing the 2 A's. I figured they're probably like the 2 most impactful Portland Winterhawks of the last decade or so. Figured it made sense to give them the A's. And the next shot, I'll show you guys the offense, defense, and goaltending ratings. I'm not actually too sure what the ratings are going to be. If I had to guess, I would say probably like low 90 offense, mid 80 defense, and like mid 80 goaltending. It's tough to tell when you have like a 90 starter with a 75 backup. So we'll see how close we were here. 89, 87, 85. So not too far off. Also, too, right there, you guys can actually see the jerseys I made. Messier's rocking them. Honestly, the jerseys are pretty easy. Blackhawk logo, of course. It's slightly different colors, but barely. And then the jerseys are basically Blackhawks, the same color. I think they're slightly different. Right there, look at the away, which honestly is pretty much exactly what the real one is. Same goes for the home. Luckily, their home jersey, like the style was actually in the game, so we're able to make it exact, which I thought was really nice. You can see there, just the way the stripes work, socks, everything, pants. So worked out really good. Again, we'll see how good this team does in the first few months. Hopefully they play well. We're just in the end of December, guys. Honestly, team's not doing quite as good as I thought. 23-19, and we just had a 7-game win streak cut short by the Flyers there. If it wasn't for that, we'd have a negative record. And honestly, I think until that 7-game win streak, we were like 2 or 3 games below 500 for the first couple months. So not too sure why this team's not playing better. Again, I thought they actually had a good chance to win the Pacific. Messier's picking up a point per game, which isn't too bad. The sim engine is set to high scoring, so he could be doing a bit better, I think, with Neely and Ferraro on his 2 wings. But I mean, 7-game win streak, maybe they're finally going to start clicking. We'll see what happens till the deadline. Probably not going to make any line changes yet. And you know what, guys? Actually, I'm going to try one thing here. I noticed if I put Yoki Harju on the second pair with Dumba, they get +3. Now, the bottom pair of Coburn and Chalowski goes down to -1, but it was 0 before, so overall we are gaining chemistry. As well, Yoki Harju is slightly higher rated, so makes the second pair a bit better. We'll see how that goes. Hey, trade just went down, guys. Arizona's stocking up. They get Joe Thornton in a couple thirds for a first-round pick. Obviously, they still have Taylor Hall, and this, I think, last I checked, they're first in the Pacific. Another decent-sized trade here. Nashville gets Miku Koivu and JT Brown from the Wild for a second-round pick and Yannick Weber. And look at this trade offer from the Islanders. Pollock and Broussard for Anderson, Dolan, and Clegg. I'm going to say no because we're keeping our team together, but honestly, that seems like a pretty cheap price to get Ryan Pollock. And so the Islanders actually ended up trading him along with Josh Ho-Sang in a third to Boston for Frederick and Zaboral. Like, it's not a great return. And this is a weird one. Nashville flipped Miku Koivu along with Hamus and Carr to the St. Louis Blues for Steen in a third-round pick. Not really sure what's going on there at all. And so at the deadline here, guys, we have a record of 35, 27, and 1. So we have been winning like slightly more than before. I don't think we're in a playoff spot, though. I'll check. It's really close, Western Conference right now. And we are actually, we're third in the division. Flames are have a wildcard spot, the exact same amount of points. Messier started scoring a bit more, now 76 and 63, so that's good to see. Next month and a half, though, it's going to be close. Jets and Avalanche both have 70. I mean, what was that? Stars there, 67. Like, as long as we play decent, I think we should get in, but you never know. And a big trade just went down, guys. Supposed to happen like the final seconds of the deadline. Philly gets Marco Rivlask and a 5th-round pick for first-round pick and Kevin Hayes. Obviously, Hayes' contract in this isn't too great for 82, but Marco Rivlask usually doesn't end up with a great contract either, as after a couple years, his rating goes down. So, wow. And then Nashville, they make those couple trades, fire their head coach. Who knows what's going on down there. And the regular season is now over, guys. Unfortunately, we did not end on a high point at all. We actually lost our last 5 games straight, so potential like 10 points there, which I'm sure could definitely have us higher in the standings. So 44, 35, and 3 is not too bad. But yeah, we're 6 points out of the division win. I mean, are you kidding me? We go 3-2 in the last 5 instead of 0-5, and we could have won the division. But still, 44, 35, and 3 isn't too bad. We'll see where we finish the entire NHL as well. Messier there, 99 points. I think that's kind of fitting, of course. Won so many cups with the great one. Why not get 99 there in 82 games? So yeah, let's take a look at the division. 1 point behind the Knights, but we're going to play them either way, obviously. Also, the Wild there, 103 points. Blackhawks, 101. I feel like the Central should honestly be like reversed from what I'm seeing. Predators, Blues, Stars, all missing. Definitely a strange year in the Central Division. So take a look right now and just see how everyone on this team did. No surprise really to see Messier putting up the most points. Neely 77. Thought he could have done a little bit better maybe. Ferraro 66. Niederreiter there 55. Johansson 54. Borchan 50. So kind of as you'd expect. Jones there 44. Dumba 41. Glass did go up in rating only by 1 to an 80. Caleb Jones only had 19 points. I thought playing top pair would have done a little bit better. Didn't grow at all, unfortunately. I was really hoping, playing with his brother who would have shot up in rating. Vernon here, so we had 64 games played, 34.26, .901, so better than a .9 is not too bad. The scoring engine set to high, 2.89, definitely could be better than that though. Then Hill, 10.10 and 2, .891, 3.32. Really isn't the greatest of stats. We'll take a look at the AHL team quick to see if any alumni. Spisa, leading scorer, 54, Pouliot, 47. So clearly that +5 chemistry is making them play like an 84, Pouliot like an 82, and they're just tearing up the AHL. It kind of shows you, I guess, how important chemistry is. Lear as well, 45, Bellows 42, McLeod there 33 is not doing too bad. Did our goalie get much play time? Only 16 games, 6-9 record. Yeah, so not the greatest for him. I didn't really expect him to play too much either. We'll see too as well who led the entire NHL in scoring. Messier hopefully is like top 10. Barkov 112, McDavid, Aho. Barkov's, it's a surprising name to see honestly on the top page, especially at C number 1. Rest of the names though pretty much the same. So yeah, Messier did finish like 8th there, so not too bad. And like I was saying, guys, next year I just want to see where he finished the entire NHL. So Minnesota won the NHL President's Trophy, 103 points. Only 4 teams there with 100 plus. Buffalo as well, finishing 2nd. Like, what a strange year. Minnesota, Buffalo, Chicago. Those 3 teams usually don't do that well in the first year sim, but Philly gets robbed, 13th in the league, don't make the playoffs. And honestly, I think something like that was probably going to happen this year. The Metro was just so stacked. It was going to be like one of the New York teams. We're probably going to finish in the top 16, but not make the playoffs because the West is so bad, which kind of sucks to see. We finished 15th in NHL, so right in the middle with 91 points. And we'll take a look here and see who finished dead last. Not Detroit, surprisingly. The Nashville Predators, 65 points. So it does explain why they fired their coach. Honestly, though, I'd probably fire their GM. Not really sure like what those trades were they were making. And as I was saying this, guys, I realized I totally forgot to show you the penalty kill for this team. Obviously, it had that +5 boost. Finished 3rd in the league there, 83.3. Shorthanded goals actually 2nd with 9. So definitely, I think the +5 helped out. And even the power play, I think, was pretty solid as well. 19.2%. Had us 4th in the league in power play. So both special teams played quite well. And like I mentioned, guys, in the first round here, we're up against the Vegas Golden Knights. So doesn't look like they really made too many changes to this team. I noticed they also have Cody Glass playing 3rd line center, so we'll see, whose Glass does better. Defensively there, looks to be, the same players. Haven't noticed anyone new. Goalies, yeah, exact same. I actually totally forgot they had Leonard on the team because, again, I don't know, just this hockey break's messing me up. So haven't made any changes to the team. Looking at both, honestly, I like ours. Like, Vernon's a high-rated goalie. Defense, they have a bit more depth maybe, but we have Seth Jones. Offense, I mean, we have Mark Messier, so we'll see what happens here. They are going to have the home ice advantage, but I think we'll still be okay. So we'll simulate a couple games at a time. First couple games here in Vegas. 5-1 win, 5-4 loss. Okay, so 1-1, I mean, we'll take that, not too bad. Next 2 games, of course, going to be at home in Portland. They get some NHL playoff hockey. Let's see if we can do something. 3-2 loss, that sucks. And 4-2 win, alright, so 2-2. And it looks like our AHL team's also in the playoffs, so that's good to see. I figured, they probably would be. Next 2 games here could possibly end the series. Either win for us, win for them. And it's a win for the Vegas Golden Knights. 2-0 loss, and then a 7-2 loss at home to get knocked out of the playoffs. That hurts. Honestly, I thought this Portland team was going to do a lot better than that. Not really sure what went wrong. And I just sent a couple rounds to the AHL team, guys. As you can see, they're actually on to the conference final now against the Chicago Wolves. Again, I feel like that top pair, Spiza and Pouliot, Portland Winterhawks alumni, are probably just carrying them. And they're on to the Calder Cup final, Rochester Americans. So let's see if we can get it done here. Again, that starting line is all Portland Winterhawks alumni. I think it's going to Game 7. Oh, wow, imagine that. Game 7, 2-1 OT loss. That's tough. Minnesota Wild there win the Cup. Rochester Americans, of course, winning Calder Cup. So, I mean, at least the AHL team got close. Wow, Pouliot, yeah, 21 points, 24 games. That top pair, that just shows you. I mean, not only chemistry, they're also pretty high rated for AHL defensemen, so just made them, I guess, OP. Ferraro there was our best player in the playoffs, 7 points in 6 games. We'll take a look at the awards now. Of course, we know, Wild won the Cup. Take a look, I guess, at their progression there through the playoffs. Best of 7 with the Oilers, best of 7 with the Blackhawks. They actually beat Vegas there in the final in 6, and then the Washington Capitals in 7. If you guys missed my playoff sim, if the playoffs were to start, with the current standings, the Capitals actually beat the Blues. So the Capitals are simming really well in the first year sim. Again, Minnesota there with the Cup. That's so surprising. And the President's Trophy. Like, I don't know how they pulled that one off. Player awards here. So Barkov, we know, won the Art Ross. McDavid, though, got the Hart. Carlson gets the James Norris, which he pretty much always does because his rating's just, so high now in-game. Kucherov, Lady Bing. Kakko with the Calder. Stahl there, Conn Smythe. Kemper got the Vezina. Riddick, though, William Jennings. Klingberg, Bill Masterton. Carpenter, the Oilers coach, Jack Adams. O'Reilly, Selke, back-to-back years. McDavid, Ted Lindsay. then Patty Kane actually got Maurice Richard. I didn't even notice that. I'll take a look at the AHL awards now. Of course, we should have, a few because we didn't make the final, so we'll have won the conference. There it is. I was going to say, but I guess we didn't get any regular season team awards. Middlestat, most points. I'm actually surprised he wasn't in the NHL. MVP. Sider, outstanding rookie. I like seeing that. Aho there. Picard. Did we get any awards at all? Middlestat, Hay, and Picard, lowest goals against. I'm actually surprised. Let me see. Best defense in the AHL went to Aho. I feel like Spiza had to have more points than Sebastian Aho, but maybe I'm wrong. Let's see. He's not even actually shown here. Pouliot had 47. He had more than Pouliot. And taking a look at Bridgeport now. Never mind. Aho, 70 points in 76 games. Wow, he just went off, I guess. So that's respectable. Also, too, guys, we're looking at Vernon's stats for the playoffs. Not good. .891 and 3.36. So maybe, I don't know, he's the reason we got bounced there in the first round. The rest of the team did pretty well. Like, Ferraro and Niederreiter both had 7. Neely and Messier both had 6. So all around a point per game. Also, too, I just noticed Messier's up in rating to a 96. Before that, he was a 94. Again, 99-point season's not too bad. Right here's the Trafalgar results. Nashville picking first overall. Rangers jump from 10th to 2nd. That's huge for a rebuild. Devils there picking 3rd where they should be. Ottawa actually picks 4th with the Sharks pick. There's a chance like that Sharks pick could be first overall. I honestly feel so bad for San Jose fans. I mean, you got Erik Karlsson, but then losing out on Lafreniere, like, that's just tough. But like I was saying, guys, that's been it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, leave that thumbs up. If you have any suggestions for future alumni teams, leave them in the comments section. Other than that, if you guys haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do that. Thanks so much for watching. Have a nice day, guys. Goodbye.